Say what?
What's up, guys? We are back, and I have one of the most important job titles people on the tour. Can you guess what it is? Dressing room. It's where we live. We live in our dressing rooms and the tour bus. And you pretty much help take care of the tour bus and the dressing rooms, right?
Yeah. My job title is dressing rooms, essentially. Band assistant.
It should be dressing rooms, band assistant, massager.
Well, luckily I don't have to do that anymore.
Shower scrubber.
Oh, God. No. My wife calls me the band mother because she describes it to her family and stuff. If I have to take care of you guys and make sure you're fed and you're clothed and you're awake, get off to school in time.
Can I call you mommy?
No.
Please?
Sure, why not?
How long have I known you?
I would say like legit knew me somewhere like in 2004 to 5. I was on the Korn street team as a kid, and we'd go to a lot of the shows, obviously, but also we would do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So we would do like radio station events and help promote and put posters up around the town or venue before you guys would come to town. And then we would get like meet and greet passes, sometimes free tickets. So it had perks. The first interaction we probably really ever had, besides I had a meet and greet, it was probably the last few weeks of you were in the band tour-wise at least, and I could tell at a show you were having a really crappy day. You were pissed off on stage playing. And I said something like, "Hey, it'll be okay, buddy." Like with
From the front row.
Yeah, from the front row, like 20 feet away or whatever. I remember you said like, "Thanks," or whatever. You just kind of like pointed and said thanks, but then
yeah, bro.
Yeah, and then the rest of the show went by, and right at the end, you went to go grab your microphone, but it wouldn't come off the stand for whatever reason. So then you went over and Fieldy actually had a microphone up for this tour.
It's like...
Yeah, you were struggling with it, and then you just gave up, and you went and grabbed Fieldy's and popped it off, and then you came down, climbed onto like the speakers in the front, and then just handed it to me and said, "Thanks, man." And I was like, "What the?" So that was very odd, a very weird story. At that time, I had no idea you were about to quit, but it felt like a couple of weeks later, after that was like announced or whenever it was, a couple months later, I was like, maybe that had something to do. Clearly you weren't having fun at that time. And then to do something like that, maybe you were just like sort of mentally like, screw this, I don't care, I'm going to
I want to get in your mind though. Were you like, cool, he gave me a mic? Or were you like, I don't want this?
I went on eBay the next day. No.
Like, all jokes aside, you do a lot for this band.
So I started technically working for you guys, I should mention that, in like 2006, right around there, and it was for Monkey at the time.
Yeah, so you waited till I left to join the band.
Exactly. It was much easier. But no, I worked for him for quite a few years. Then I was working for more as the band as a whole, and then I worked for Just John on his solo stuff. So I've kind of been passed around the Korn camp. You're on call, even on days off, you're on call all the time, essentially. I mean, you email me or text me at 4 o'clock in the morning occasionally. Our day usually ends, at least for my day, probably like at 1 o'clock in the morning. So from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. is about my on-call day. After I set up the dressing rooms and get all that stuff situated, I also do stuff on the stage, so I make sure that's good. Then there's a couple hours of downtime, and then when you start arriving and the other band members, and then how hectic the day goes, sometimes it's not bad at all. Sometimes you're filming stuff for a YouTube channel, so there's a little bit more to worry about.
One of the most important gigs you have, though, is on stage.
Yeah.
What is that?
I run the teleprompter.
For who?
For John. It's not a secret. I mean, you can clearly see it. It's out there on stage. But when you have 14 albums and you've written hundreds of songs, and
he likes notes. It's like basically notes that he can turn to.
And when you're rocking out, you're not standing still the whole time. You're walking around, jumping up and down. So every once in a while, you want to just see where you are in the song.
Yeah.
So that's my job.
It's important, I say, because the vocalist is communicating to the crowd, and he has to say the right things.
Yep.
So, have you ever messed up and put the different line, and he messed him up?
It happens, but honestly, it's very rare. And I don't know if it's because, since I personally know all the songs, it's really easy for me to follow along. Other people, if they just jumped in the spot and they didn't know the songs at all, I could imagine it'd be very difficult. But
what did he do when you messed up that one time or whatever?
He just gives me an eye, like a side
What
eye.
about after the show?
He usually forgets by the time the show's
Yes!
over. Yeah.
So there's something that was good about his Jägermeister addiction.
Exactly.
He has short-term
Short-term
memory loss.
yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for all you do. And I'm doing this because I want to show people we could not do the Korn tour and the Korn shows without you guys.
Absolutely. And I got to point out, I actually brought Head back to Korn. He had been gone for 7 years.
2012.
And then in 2012, Korn was playing the Carolina Rebellion Festival, and Head was there just visiting some friends, and jumped on stage with one of the other bands to play a song.
Red, yeah.
Yep, and I was working for Monkey at that time, basically, and Monkey was like, I don't know if I want to see him. Man, if he comes over, I'll say hi, but I don't.
I was the same way. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see this.
Neither of them wanted to be the one to go, and then I was like, I think you should just talk to him. And
You did?
Well, yeah, I just going back and forth. But
Will
then,
you just like say hi?
yeah, and then Monkey eventually said, all right, well, if he'll come over to the bus, if you go get him and come over to the bus, I'll say hi and talk to him. So I went over. I said, I don't know if you remember me. You gave me a microphone many years ago. Monkey wants us to talk to you on the bus, so then I brought him over, and I'm in you had a documentary. And
Yes.
you can see me in the documentary walking
He's walking me in the documentary to Monkey's bus.
And it went well. They didn't fight. I was expecting some fighting or something like that, maybe, but.
I mean, he had said something like I was begging to come back to Korn with Fieldy before, and it wasn't that. And so I think there was a little bit of an issue with that because I was not trying to come back. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we talked, and it was just like he saw me, and he saw Janaea with me and my daughter, and he was just like, "Wow, this is like kind of clicking about why everything had to happen." And he said it in the documentary, but anyway, you were the one.
That was me. That was me. Where's my?
Well, what do you want now?
I don't know, something.
So he wants.
I'm gonna take this.
Yeah. See, he does a lot, but he wants a lot. So he's gonna take my guitar now, but I'll still say thank you, mommy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, mommy.
Good boy.
Say what?